Hello everyone, welcome to a new live stream for a Bitcoin and altcoins and special request. And welcome to the live stream of Sunday. Saad Khan, welcome, good day. KG, please add virtual in request list, of course. And can you project wave 5 potential targets? Yes, sure, of course, already virtual on the list for special requests. Of course, we have a main list, a very short one. It just Bitcoin and the indicators. Since we did not do the indicators today, we're gonna do it live, and we're gonna see a little bit SUI as well, and virtual and ENA so far from a Better Call. Welcome, Better Call. All welcome to the live stream, man. All right, so let's start then and see what Bitcoin is doing so far. So we're gonna start already at the 10 minutes for Bitcoin. Here we go. And all right, so let's see what I watched your yesterday's stream and was good as thank you all. Always welcome. Sean, welcome. VRA. Yes, sure. Let's put VRA as well. I learned and earned from you. Thank you. Welcome, Sean. I'm glad to hear it, bro. This is what the channel is about. And we're gonna see TAO, Osbert. Welcome, man. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome, all of you guys. I hope you're enjoying the weekend as well, not just charting, but it's a good time, of course, before tomorrow to see what to expect for the market. So, basically, right now in Bitcoin, on the 1 hour chart, just to remind you today that we are still looking for a highest possibility right now to this complex structure as, of course, W, X, Y, X, and a Z, since we have a double X's in between, and we're looking potentially for a zigzag after an impulse, correction, impulse. I'm looking for the 100K, which is a perfect target, by the way, and with the 1-to-1 fib level can be perfectly, of course, hitting the 1 to 100K, which is very psychological, and where we might start to see a very strong reaction there, right? MG, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. Hi, KG. Loyal. Welcome, bro. CRV. Yes, we can take a look at CRV. It has been a long time, but first, someone at a TAO render. Yeah, let's see render as well. And then CRV. Here we go. All right. So, yes, this is the highest potential scenario for, of course, Bitcoin. If we are looking for moving directly toward the downside, well, this is also very interesting because you are currently in a very critical level where you are here on the bottom of this base channel, taken from the wave 1 and based on the wave 2. Yeah, so let me check also my headset is a little bit Just 1 second, guys. I'm gonna mute the mic to not make like really strong sound. All right, we're back. Sorry, my headset were not ready. Okay, so we are looking right now for A, B, and a C, as we said. We are at the bottom of this channel, base channel, which is of course taken from the wave 1 based on the wave 2. And then of course we are in a critical point. If we break this, well, it can be a very interesting level that it might drop directly from now. And that will finish our scenario, which is ABC, right? We have a scenario already there, finished for an ABC, which is this one, right? I'm gonna remove the channel since we know we are on the edge right now. So we are in an A, B, and a C simply. Your wave C is 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Finished, and we move toward the downside. Now, basically, the reaction here is not the one that I expected. I would like to see much stronger reaction or faster, and I'm still a little bit like not convinced with this overlapping wave. It looks like much more corrective rather than impulsive, unless of course it's gonna turn into a leading diagonal wave 2, and yeah, but again, repeating the same overlapping. Yeah, we want to see long candles, right? Like wave 3, which is not currently existing on the chart, right? Since it is not existing, and the volume is of course not really strong, I would say, and this is the strongest now, the volume was this low, and that means of course you might have bottomed for a correction. So based on the volume indicator here, and yeah, let's start with the indicator analysis as we mentioned. So basically for the volume, what I'm looking at the 1 hour chart, as I mentioned, we see a high amount of volume. In case this is a corrective wave, it's done based on the volume, of course. If we move a little bit higher, 2 hours chart for the volume, as you might see, you have started this whole move in a very high amount of volume, right? Which is supposed to be, let's say it is a wave 1, right? Since you have started in a very high amount of volume, when you have a wave 3 like this one, you would like to see as well a very high amount of volume, higher definitely than the wave 1, which is not the case scenario. So the indicator also as a volume here says that this is not yet an impulse, right? If we are in 1 2 1 2, again it is a very low possibility with triangles for wave 2, and this here is not yet finished as a wave 1. So if you are in 1 2 3, this is your wave 4 and a 5. Therefore now you can count a wave 1, and that means you might be looking for a wave 2. Now, this is another possible scenario, and moving towards the upside. I'm just saying this because of course there is an amount of volume here, which is also saying that this is your wave 3 finished here potentially, in case that this is a kind of a wave 3 or a finished correction here. Yeah, you don't see yet even high amount of volume on the wave 5. Now it is lower than this, meaning, yeah, okay, potentially it's done, finished, we're moving down, right? This is what the volume says. Now, if we move a little bit higher, we see the same. The volume is moving down while the price moving up, meaning exhaustion, right? And on the daily, as well for the volume is still moving towards the downside. The highest amount of volume from the top until now is inside this area. If you are moving for higher and you are in the middle of this high, you would like to see a very high amount of volume higher than this one. Okay, so again, the volume indicator says here that we still might be, of course, in a bear market, guys. Higher potential. Welcome, Luis Rodriguez. Good morning. I think you're from USA. Welcome to the live stream, bro. And yeah, good morning for you. For us, it is here in Europe still now. It's almost night. So yeah, good eve for me. So basically, what we are looking at here, basically on the daily, is W, X, and a Y, or A, B, and a C toward the downside. This is what I'm looking for, guys. W, X, and a Y, or A, B, and a C. Now, the scenario is already explained in the deep analysis. I'm not gonna repeat it right now. You can go to the deep analysis. It's in the playlist, or it is the first video for today, mate. So easy to catch. Basically, this is for the volume. We see the volume moving down, while the price is still, of course, moving down, basically on the daily. And yeah, we did not reach the all-time high, and I believe that we will not. So let's move to the next indicator. The next indicator is the RSI. For the RSI, better call. Good morning for you too, bro. On the RSI, we have, of course, an all-time high here. Not all-time high. I mean overbought area, right? We're very close for it in the daily. You did not reach the all-time high yet, and you're very close to the overbought area. And that means, of course, it might start to pressure this. And by the way, you try to hit the overbought area several times and failing, of course, to enter the green zone, right? So be careful with it. It might, of course, we know, all of us, that the daily RSI for Bitcoin is very interesting, right? It's very interesting, especially when it hits the low or when it hits the high, right? So we have to be careful with it. Very, very interesting. And right now, today, even we break, of course, the moving average on the RSI, meaning it's a signal as well, can be, of course, to move towards the downside. Interesting as well. We have here a green zone, right, on the 4-hour chart. Currently, you are looking at a divergence in the top, very strong divergence. And this is a very strong bearish signal for the RSI when you see a divergence from the top. And of course, this might lead us, of course, for lower. It can be, as I mentioned, if we are in leading diagonal, again leading diagonal, possibly, guys. Everything is possible. Nobody knows. But we have to follow up. We have to follow up like on the 15-minute chart to see exactly what's going on. But this is a very strong divergence, guys, for the RSI. We have to be careful with it as well. On the MACD, I can say exactly the same. Very strong divergence, right? Very, very strong divergence on the MACD line. We see high amount of volume for the seller. Momentum is increasing. The momentum is open. We are above the zero, moving toward the downside, meaning, of course, we might still see lower prices, right? As the indicator says here, of course, we're still looking for lower. Now, on the lower time frame, which is the 1-hour chart, on the 1-hour chart for the MACD, well, you still see, of course, this divergence, as you can see, but it is played for the 1-hour chart. We have a divergence, right? And it is played. Now you are under the zero and the momentum has started to slow down. And that means, of course, if we start to slow down here, it might, of course, turn slowly toward the upside. And don't forget that the lower time frame control the bigger time frame. It means the price can change at any time on the lower time frame, changing the course of the market. Okay, so you have to be careful as well with it. So yeah, basically this is what I see for the indicator MACD and RSI. I believe that it can be, of course, still moving towards the downside. Don't forget, we are still under the zero and we don't see yet a clear bullish cross. Yeah, it might still make a bigger momentum again, yeah, and move towards the downside with a wave 3 in case we are in 1 2 1 2 and then wave 3, and this can move towards the downside. Don't forget, you are not really very low. Yeah, if you compare before the MACD, you can go really deep still. All right, so this is what I would like to mention. This is not the very low for the MACD here. Yeah, so these are the updates for the MACD. I still see, of course, bearish scenario can be unfolding from there after finishing 5 ways up in an ABC rather than WX, YX, and a Z. Now, of course, this is a little bit much more, I would say, it has much more mercy scenario, right, for the bulls, because if we finish, guys, with a ABC like this, as W, X, Y, X, and a Z, this is gonna be definitely those kind of impulses toward the downside, because that is a very strong exhaustion for the market, and even getting one more high, that means, of course, yeah, you're forcing the market to move toward the upside at the wrong time. And that can retaliate really, really strong. Now, with this scenario, if we finish simply ABC, that's fine. It can unfold something like ABC again, three ways toward the downside. It can move up again, still, of course, after recover a little bit and then moving up. Of course, this, if we see this like three ways down, moving up, you're gonna finish, of course, a bigger wave B here, right? A bigger major wave B. And that means, of course, you finished A, you're looking for B, you're looking for one more wave C towards the downside. Yep, so this is indicator analysis on the KGT as well. For the 3-minute chart, we can see, yeah, we have a bullish signal, but it's not really divergent yet. And this is of course problematic. You would like to see a divergence to say, okay, you are very bullish, therefore higher potential to move toward the downside. On the 15-minute chart, bigger view, wow, this is what I'm scared of, and this is what I was talking about the whole week, why I don't feel good about this move toward the upside. Because when you see the CVD lines moving very high like this, okay, we got this only when we were in a bull run. Can you see the CVD line moving up? During the 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. When you are in a correction, the CVD lines move towards the downside. Okay. Now we're moving towards the upside. Now you will say, okay, we are in a bull run. Well, I would say no, because if you compare this movement towards the upside with this one, you will realize that this is more aggressive than this one, right? But if you compare the price action with this bull run, you'll see this move towards the upside is very, very smaller than the bull run itself. And that means it is so much exhausted. And the higher the CVD lines move up, it means the more sellers are coming in. This is what does it mean. And of course, when you are very high, it might move very down. It means with the price, definitely. So yeah, very, very bearish as well for. And we have, of course, the signal, yeah, on the 1-hour chart for the main scenarios here at the top. You see the sell signal. You are in conversions, and here we go. It might move very fast towards the downside, guys, soon or later. All right, so that was for the indicator analysis and for Bitcoin. Now, I would like just to show SUI what it might happen, because SUI is the strongest between, of course, the altcoin right now. It has the highest, I would say, I mean, the main altcoins. It has the highest bull run here or impulse. And I see, of course, some potential in SUI still looking for higher since we are corrective. And very clean impulse, of course, as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Now, we saw, of course, some really massive drop. I mean, not really massive. I mean, this is not massive. I would call massive when it dropped like this, right? This is, someone yesterday told me, SUI is crashing. This is not crash. This is a crash. And crash, it means, of course, you hit the invalidation. And this is simply correction still. And, of course, it is deeper than expected. I was expecting to have a triangle here, for example, A, B, C, D, and an E. After, of course, W, X, and a Y, your wave Y is this a triangle. But yeah, I mean, the market, as I always mention, it changed at any time, at any minute, at any hour. It has changed here. Rather than moving up continuation, it dropped down again, invalidation of this triangle. Therefore, it moved again to different scenario, which is, of course, an A, B, and a C. Your wave C is 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. as ending diagonal. Your wave 4 can be, of course, longer. But the problem here is that we touch the 1-to-1 fib level, meaning this wave 3 right now is a little bit longer than the wave 1. Again, I mentioned, as per Elliott Wave International, a new rule has been set right now regarding this. When you see, of course, a wave 3 hitting the 1-to-1 fib level a little bit longer than the wave 1, it is allowed now. All right. For me, I don't like it so much, the rule, because it makes a lot of confusion between what if this is an ABC then. You have hit exactly the 1-to-1 fib level, you know? It starts to create some confusion. While in a diagonal, you would not like to see the 1-to-1 fib level hit, okay? And from there, you start to see, okay, this is a wave 3, you're looking for wave 4 and a 5. I'm still inside a range of an ending diagonal, for example. But now, I am a little bit, lost, I would say. What if this is a finished flat, like A, B, and a C for a wave Y? So wave Y was finishing as triangle. Okay, invalidation of triangle. We move to the next scenario, which is, of course, can be a diagonal, or it can be as well A, B, C, flat, finish, hitting the 1-to-1 fib level. Now the price action here, it shows some highs, but I don't see really nice reaction. Yeah, I would like to see this rather than this, right? But this is not what I would like to see. Therefore, here I would say, yeah, Elliott Wave International, the new rules that it has applied is applying here. I would say, yeah, I mean, perfectly. If we're moving down again for a wave 5, of course, it might be ABC a little bit higher and then moving down again. But I don't see an impulse. This is a problem. And that means, of course, you might hit this scenario for a wave 5 and then moving toward the upside. Now, even, of course, this scenario, if invalidated, it still can, develop to several other scenarios. It can be an A, B, and then 1, 2, 3, like transforming this to an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 3, and then 4 and a 5. Hitting the 0.38, right, where you have a very strong support here, technical support, and then moving towards the upside. And I still see this might come. It might come. Yeah? I mean, if we break an ending diagonal here, and we see even, I mean, here with the 0.38 ending diagonal can be fine even. So both case scenario, I would say, yeah, I mean, 0.38 is very in confluence, right? So it might be the case. Might be the case, guys. So we can, of course, I mean, if we move higher, it's finished in ABC again as a flat. W, X, and a Y, your wave Y is a flat, which is 1-to-1 fib level. Yeah, but I need to see really nice reaction. But it can be, guys. It can be, and therefore it's not easy always. Even like, oh, I'm gonna learn Elliott Wave. I'm gonna tackle the trade like from. It's not also easy to tackle the trade even if you are in a right scenario, right? Sometimes the scenario itself can be invalidated as a triangle, right? Got invalidated, and now we shift to the next one, which is in lower level. So this is how I give possibilities also, like which one is the highest possibility. It's the closest one, right? If it is invalidated, then you move to the next one. If invalidated, you move to the next one, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and then moving towards the upside, right? This is the idea. All right, so that was for SUI. SUI, I'm not afraid of it because, well, whatever is gonna happen at the end, it is 3 waves, right? And you have 3 waves up. Therefore, definitely we are corrective here. But whatever is gonna happen here, how it's gonna finish, we're still not very clear. Is it the ending, or is it a bigger impulse, A, B, and a C? Nobody knows. All right, so let's add some new special requests. So today, as I mentioned, very short list, and it's done for the main list. We're gonna move with your special requests, guys, directly. GC, welcome, bro. Welcome. And Luis Rodriguez. Good morning for everyone, guys, from the US. Welcome. Um, and Luis, awesome work joining your VIP for sure. You're very welcome, bro. You're very welcome. You mean Discord, I think. Yes. You're very welcome, bro. And if we go down from here, what will be next target? 88K. This is a very interesting question. Interesting question for Bitcoin. What if we drop from here? What would be the target? Again, I was just explaining possibilities step by step, right? Like I always move with the closest possibility first. After invalidation, I move to the next one, right? So the closest possibility, if we drop from here, the closest one is to have three ways only toward the downside and then moving up. Yeah. And that means you are looking here at, let me just make it nicer than this. So A and then B and a C, right? So you're looking for this wave B. Because in a bigger view, you are looking at a finished wave A potentially here, which is the main wave A, this one. And you're looking for a formation of a wave B. So the potential after three waves up, you have three waves down and then five waves up. And that means your targets first, because it is a wave B, it's a little bit hard to say it 100%, but of course we have a range, right? As let's say this, between 0.5 and 0.618. But let me reverse it. What is it? Here we go. Well, of course, a minimum target can be the 0.38. Well, even 0.23 can be actually. You know, be careful from moon boys, right? So that that they might get in and then moving up again. So everything is possible. It's a wave B. Don't forget, it's a wave B. It's the most tricky, the most hard one that you can get because first, it has all the fibs possibilities. Second, it can be a very, very sharp zigzag moving up again for an expanding flat, moving down again for a wave C. Crazy, right? And another scenario can be, of course, a simple flat here, a wave B, and then moving higher. This is the moon boy scenario. You have flat moving towards the upside. It can be a triangle, yeah, exhaustion again, yeah, like because the market is very exhausted. It might be again triangle, which is gonna be very boring, right? And then moving up and then down. A lot of scenarios. And if you remember, I mentioned this like 2 months ago since we started the move toward the downside. I don't know. I start to prepare myself for this area because this is now the most critical correction. This is the most annoying price action right now. Why? Because you are in a main wave B, very high potential that you are in the major wave B, and you are in the wave B of the wave B. Imagine. So it's like the wave 3 of the wave 3 when we are very impulsive, very in a bull run. Right now we are in a very corrective wave. Wave B of a wave B, which is incredible, right? So we have to be very, very be careful in this area. It might be very volatile. Zigzag down, taking the low, thinking we're moving towards the 60s, and boom, expanding flat, A, B, and a C to finish a wave B, right? So yeah, this is where where trading becomes a little bit risky, guys. So basically, that's why I cannot really say a target. I hope that you really understand me. Now, basically, once we start to get like a clear impulse, yeah, if we get a clear impulse, this will simplify the things a little bit because once you get an impulse, okay, therefore we're looking for three waves, zigzag, or a wave 3. Then we have to test here, right? If it is an impulse, therefore, okay, we're moving towards the downside. And this might be, again, bigger zigzag. Now the possibility comes for the expanding flat or for a 4 and a 5. Yeah, so step by step, guys. This is the idea. I cannot really say that is a very critical target before getting some price action and answers. Yep. All right. So, but nice question. That's why I was like interested to explain it. TG, hi KG, with again, please, if time. Yes, sure, with pleasure, bro. With, here we go. All right, and Hubert and Miranda, did I miss the Elliott wave minimum time requirement part? I don't know what you mean, but we did not really said anything about the time yet. All right, FET, interesting to see FET. Let's see FET. All right, guys, and let's move on and start with the things. Welcome everyone. Aladdin, FET, yes, bro. We will do. Jordi, hi KG, can you look at MATIC? Yes, we can take a look at MATIC. Polygon. FET already there. SIACOIN, can you please drop a video on fib levels and target projection level tutorial? Okay, my fib levels never match the levels you draw. Okay, that means if this is a problem, bro, I think the video tutorial will not solve it, because I mean, this is something technical. I mean, you see me always in my video doing everything live, like with the time and so on. So I think it's already a tutorial. I mean, I'm not like the channel that they put everything there. They just set up everything, and then they set up the video clear for you already, and they just speak the whole time without explanation and just blah blah blah. I do everything in front of you, so if you really focus on what I'm doing, what I'm clicking, what I'm you can just simply follow it. Very easy. And this is the purpose of the channel, man. It's to be a little bit much more educative besides the analyzing. KG just joined the stream. Welcome, Ted. Welcome, bro. Yeah, so and Sathan, I mean, for example, every time I say, okay, if we are in a wave 1, for example, you want to see the wave time for a wave 2. Let's say this is a wave 1, yeah? You take the fib level time, simply start from the wave 1 to the top of the wave 1, and you place it there. You got your 0.618, your 1-to-1. Now, if you want to dive in the settings of it, you just simply double click, just turn on and off everything. You have the 0.38 and so on, guys. It's not really rocket science. This is what I mean, I would love to make some videos, of course, but I think it's not really something very, very hard to have. Yeah, this is the thing. All right, guys. So let's move on, guys. All right. So we start with virtual. With virtual, we start at 14 minutes. All right. So okay. So basically, virtual, we saw it very impulsive lately, right? It has passed the 2.618. All right. So virtual. Okay. Yeah, here we go. It's and still moving for higher. Incredible. All right. Well, what I moved was upside. It start to be scary. Yeah, it start to. This is scary, right? Because okay, moving up, 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 up. I mean, we finished already 5 ways up. Where it's still going up. This is an extension, guys. Yeah, it's an extended wave 3. It has started to added extensions. All right. And when adding extensions is very, very scary. Now, of course, the last fib level, oh, we're still there. All right. I mean, nothing yet very, very, yeah, nothing has changed, bro. Nothing has changed. We're still, of course, looking for this wave 4. You're still in 3 waves down. If we move inside it on the 15-minute chart, yeah, not really impulsive. Yeah, you would like to see a wave 4 and a 5 continuation. Interesting to check is, of course, a little bit some indicators here. Ooh, yeah, this is what I'm saying. It's very scary. Okay, I never saw this. Wow, a lot of green area. for the RSI, and is still and is a very strong divergence. That's why it is scary. Okay, be careful. So we might drop down even really bad. Yeah. So because your invalidation is so far. Okay, so you have to be careful. Right. So I think that the MACD as well showing very strong. Here we go. Very strong divergence as well. Here is your divergence. You see it? And bearish cross moving toward the downside, momentum increasing, and you have to be careful. Yeah. On the 4-hour chart, the momentum still open, even if you see some green, and we saw as per Elliott wave it is corrective, meaning it might continue the drop. To be tested is the blue zone, and I believe the 0.38 is the minimum. Why? Because by the way, your wave 2 is sideways, WXNOI. What does it mean? As alternation, okay, as alternation sideways, you might get a very deep wave 4. And because, yeah, so minimum target is 0.38. Well, I think I'm gonna put it there just to let you be much more safe. I'm gonna remove the 0.23 because as alternation, definitely I see a very strong move toward the downside, at least as a zigzag. All right. For the target, in case you move higher, in case this is your wave 3, which I would say it can be very possible, your wave 5 for later on, after you finish this massive move towards the downside, which is gonna take a little bit forever. So basically, you're looking for this. I'm gonna explain why forever, by the way. 5 over 1. Here we go. All right. So basically, your wave 5, by the way, might be very short because you have an extended wave 5. Your wave 5 might be short as a target, and that means minimum 0.618. In such a case scenario, you might simply take the high, meaning 4 and a 5 simply taking the high without reaching this. So be careful. And that because, of course, you got a very extended wave 5, very extended with an additional extension here. All right, so that means your wave 5 is already played here. This is if you want to. And if it wants to, of course, continue, it might simply take the high and move down. Formation of 1, 2, yeah. All right, why it's gonna take also too much long time? Because of this. So if you take the fifth time taken from the wave 2, you get here a wave 4 over wave 2. Sorry, it should be based on the wave 3. There we go. Let me just put it back again. So wave 2 based on wave 3. All right, this is the time. Okay, that's why. Perfection is around 25 May. Yeah, so you might see like kind of this drop. Yeah, so and then moving towards the upside. All right. That is for virtual. And your target is minimum there, but minimum you're taking the high and potentially the 2.38. I doubt that you might take the 2.7. That because all the influence was in the wave 3. All right, next one. ENA 46. Okay. ENA USD. I think we have one. Yes. All right, let's see, what do we have before? Okay, we analyzed this for X before or for Discord. Okay. Yeah, bearish. Okay, the bearish is playing. So this one is playing right now. We are in a crossroad, as mentioned before. We are in a crossroad between a triangle, A, B, C, D, and a E. Now this triangle, of course, still can be played, by the way. Can still be playing here, wave C, A, B, and a C, and a D. Okay, I have to move, shift everything. It's a very old analysis. D and E, but still playing like really good. Or you are in an A, B, and a C impulse toward the downside. You're looking for a wave 5, right? And 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Your wave 5 is still potentially unfolding. Let's move on the 15-minute chart or 1 hour. Yeah, definitely you're moving down. So basically, you got your 3 waves corrective. You're still looking for lower, all right? So I don't see a good shot anyway, right? So I don't know. I mean, many also members on Discord told me about ENA, but I don't know why. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the project or the behind it, but I don't see a nice chart. Okay, sideways, no impulses starting with really nice impulses to say, okay, that's might be a very good potential. So basically, your target might reach the 0.618. Let me check again. Yeah, this is a wave C, exactly. I mean, the 1-to-1 fib level taken from the A to the B to the C. Nothing has changed, guys. And highest possibility. And okay, let's give even. Okay. RSI, bearish, very bearish. Okay. Still moving in conversions, right? Now you got a divergence for the bullish, but it was 3 corrective wave, meaning continuation toward the downside. All right, so still bearish. Okay, that was for ENA. VRA, Veracity. Okay, at 49. VRA, USD. Okay, hello KG, you forgot to put the time for SUI in timeline. Ah, okay, now I know what you mean. Okay, we're gonna see this again. Tech info, some words are forbidden on the channel, just used by scammer. Try to find which word and rephrase, please. Sad Khan, after all 5 waves, trend will reverse and then a wave 2 and 3 continuation. Oh, okay, Saad Khan, take it easy, bro. Step by step, man. I cannot give you what's gonna happen in the future. I'm not really someone who predicts like the things. It just I'm trying to apply the scenarios. But I mean, possibilities can be, of course. I mean, you're very strong bullish scenario. But how the wave 4 is gonna behave, is it gonna be invalidated? I cannot really say, right? It's the first time we see we're testing this coin, right? Isn't it? Yeah, we're testing this coin. It's very new, very fresh. You cannot really say, yeah, it's to the moon, right? Again, nobody knows. We were in VRA. Okay, we were VRA. All right, so in the daily, all right, yeah, in VRA, very clear scenario. We have, of course, a W, X, and a Y potentially finished, or you found psychology here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very nice impulse. You're looking for W, X, and Y, or A, B, and a C, I would call it. Finishing here potentially, of course, as well in a round orange, for example. Finishing, of course, in ending diagonal, which is the highest possibility, right? A, B, and a C. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. If we move inside it to see some price action, let me check what's going on here. Okay. Yeah, potentially. Oh, nice. Okay, nice veracity. All right, it gave us an answer. 1, 2, 3. Why? Because we took the 1.27. That is a nice scenario entering the deal right now, right? So, yep, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1.27 hit, and that means, of course, you might have an impulse toward the upside with 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Not finished yet, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and that means the 1.618 is still on the table. We're still very impulsive, and you're still looking toward the upside. KGT, VRA. Okay, as you can see, the CVD line is moving toward the downside, while the price moving up. Very strong divergence, right? Very strong divergence, and that means, of course, very, very bullish. Divergence, divergence, divergence. Now we got, of course, a sell signal, but it is already invalidated. It is in divergence rather than in convergence. And that means, of course, we're still potentially looking for higher. All right. Tech info. Hello, KG. Thank you. You mentioned that because I thought is a problem in my side that my comment didn't show yet. No, it's not the problem from your side, bro. It's there is some spammers that they put a lot of comments on the videos just to spam you. Like, oh, my friend did 100K yesterday, and yeah, just contact Mr. Osbert Oliver or what, I don't know. So I try to put the words that they use always and put them as a banned because, oh my God, they never stop putting these comments. And you will think that I'm buying comments for the channel or something, which is horrible. I never spend such things, such money on just like to promote my channel. It's just whether you like it or not, or just I close it, right? Because someone asked me, "Oh, are you paying for comments?" And and that's why I start to find a solution for those guys. It's hectic sometimes. All right. So I just wrote a coin ticker with /. Could you please review? Just wrote a coin ticker. I didn't really understand /. I don't know what you mean, tech info. Sorry, bro. Danny, sorry for being late. No worry, bro. Still have time. It would be cool to see hype. Let's see hype as well. All right. So, okay. So we were in VRA. We're still looking for higher. I'm still looking for the 1.618. Very simple. You are in an impulse toward the upside in very high possibility. And this is your 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for a wave 3, which is not finished yet. 3, 4, and a 5. This is your mini gray scenario. Here we go. To finish a wave 3. 4 and a 5 to finish a wave 3. Okay. And yeah, nice for veracity. And then 4 and a 5. Still looking for higher. In a bigger view, again, what does it mean? What does it mean if we are impulsive, right? Always come back to confirm what does it mean. All right, if we are impulsive, meaning it is your W, X, and a Y playing here and not the ABC. Why? Because you have a zigzag, a flat for X, and a zigzag for the Y finished, moving toward the upside. Targets 1.1, but I think we need to adjust. 1 second. Oh, okay. Is it so? All right. Is veracity so down? Why we cannot? Okay, guys. Veracity tested the lowest low, I think. What's going on on the linear? I would like just to see. Okay, yeah. All right. So veracity might move up, guys. Very high. Yeah, cool. But be careful still, of course. I mean, be careful. It still can be, on the lower time frame, because yeah, you saw me right now hesitating after seeing the linear. Be careful from the wave C, yeah, because it can still be, the scenario is still there. So be careful. So possibilities now is 50-50, right? And as you saw, of course, the scenario of wave 3 entering. Now, if you see higher prices hitting the 1.618, Then it goes 60% for bullish, 40% for bearish. If you see 3-wave corrective, 70% for bullish, 30% for bearish. Moving toward the upside, you finished an impulse, of course, continuation for a wave 1, 2 again. Right? Okay. Right, I wrote a coin ticker with backslash. Okay. ALGORAND. Okay. ALGORAND. I think this is what you mean, tech info. ALGORAND. Okay. All right. Next one is after VRA, we have TAO. Let's see TAO at 58. Okay. So for TAO, okay, the last analysis for TAO was, of course, we still moving toward the upside. Now, my problem with TAO is we did not hit the 1.27. Let me check the linear. Well, on the linear, you hit, I think, even the 1.618. Let me check this one. Yes, definitely. So therefore, yeah, still good. And this is always when I switch between linear and the logarithmic to see which one is working much better. Yeah? And basically, for the fibs, very important always to check it, for example. 1.618 might be, of course, hit here, and you are looking at a definitely correction. And of course, A, B, and a C, D, and a E, it doesn't work. Why? Why? Because we have, of course, took the high. That's fine. You can call it running triangle. But once you take the low again, it is invalidated, right? Transforming to W, X, and a Y. Your wave Y is a triangle right now, right? A, B, C, D, and a E, and then moving toward the upside. So potentially you still have up and down, one more, and then moving for higher. But definitely corrective, definitely moving for higher. Now, invalidation again, if you take this low, this is what happened with SUI. Invalidation of triangle at this price. Okay? If we take this, what it happens, therefore, you have to start to think, okay, wave Y is not a triangle anymore because invalidated. Potentially 3 waves down, 3 waves up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a flat. Very, very possible, right? If we take, this is your next possibility. And if you take here this wave C, regular flat, at 324. In confluence, for a wave 4, here we go. Yeah, 0.38 as well, can be. At 315 and then moving toward the upside. Yeah, that's for TAO. And I think because of the time for the wave 2, yeah, you might need this range anyway. So the wave 2 is sideways. And therefore, I'm afraid that it might be deeper. Here we go. You passed the 2 times, by the way, almost. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. 4 and a 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, but this is not an impulse. Okay, so this is an impulse. That's true, yeah. So you have to be careful. If you break this, guys, you're looking for potentially as W, X, and a Y, and then moving towards the upside. Your wave 2 is very sideways, right? It doesn't look like a zigzag, for example. Therefore, I'm expecting something deep a little bit. And I'm expecting that this might transform to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a zigzag, potentially. Don't forget, invalidation of the bullish scenario is 263. All right, here we go. That was for TAO. Okay, trade safe, guys. All right, so render at 1 hour 02. Do you like this idea to always have the clip? Is it helpful, guys? I mean, do you find it helpful, or I mean, because I don't want to be wasting time also during the live stream doing this. Do you find it helpful, for example, after in case you miss the live stream, for example, and you want to see a coin? Is it helpful for you, or you see it bullshit? All right, so yeah, for render 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. If we have, of course, a wave 1 here, we are looking, of course, for A, B, and a C, right? This wave C would like to be, of course, between 0.38, 0.5. All right, okay, guys, great, good to know. I just like to know if it is helpful and just to move on with it. All right, great. So it's not a waste of time during the live. All right. So basically, if 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, wave 1, you're looking for A, B, and a C and the blue zone, and of course hitting the 0.618, which is a perfect time already. And I believe that this, because it is an expanding flat, and after hitting a wave B, 1.61, 1.05 actually, very interesting to see the confluence of the targets for a wave C in an expanding flat. Here we go. Very nice confluence between the 1.38 and the 1.618, meaning target for render might be the $3.8. How much beautiful is this analysis? I mean, it was moving towards the upside. Everyone were like, are we still continuing? And I'm saying, no, it is 3 waves. And I'm still looking for the blue box, even if we see higher. And here we go. And that because, of course, render is ahead of all the altcoins with the bull run. So we might see this price and then moving toward the upside. All right, cool, guys. Sean, thank you, bro. Danny, sometimes I watch streams and it is easy to find the exact coin. Yes, perfect, bro, perfect. Now, I'm not really exact, but I just put the time which is around it, so that would be at least perfect. All right, so yeah, that was for render. Render is still working like water with our analysis. Our much precise or sniping target here is $3.8. Okay, in confluence with a perfect target for a wave 2. All right, so render. Now we have 1 hour 5 minutes for CRV. 1 hour, let's put it 6 minutes. Okay. All right, CRV. Curve is oh, it's moving higher. All right, finally. Lately, I was not so much satisfied with curve, but okay, finally we see something. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was not satisfied because invalidation. Yeah, so this is why. So invalidation of bullish was given here, and also invalidation of bearish given. Cool. I was like, okay, it is also an impulse, and it was just invalidated yesterday. Okay. So yeah, basically that's why I was not really satisfied. But yeah, let's see what are the biggest overview. We cannot know really what's gonna happen without looking at a an overview first, right? Where are we heading? W, X, and a Y scenario finished and moving for higher. Well, this was the highest potential scenario, but until invalidation. So what is next? What if we have found psychology here? That's true. A, B, and a C, which is the same scenario, but starting with 3 waves toward the upside, which is opening in W, X, and a Y. We're moving corrective, but and this can be a finished impulse, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Oopsie. All right, let's check again. Let's check again the lower time frame. What's going on with this impulse? 2 hours. Okay, but here you have 3 ways, or unless you are in 1, 2. Okay, A, B, and a C. That's true. Okay, yes, and it can be an impulse wave 1 here, by the way, or even double 1, 2s, but I don't see double 4, 5. Okay, let's walk with it. Let's say 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Finished. Okay. Okay, in a bigger view, you can see, okay, that it might be an impulse, but in a lower time frame, it is not. So I prefer to readjust this, find a better structure. What is the X? W, X, and a Y, X and a Z. Yeah, this is the only possible. I mean, the closest. Why? Because you see, of course, a zigzag, zigzag, another zigzag here, starting from this point. Here we go. X, X. Yeah, that is a perfect scenario, guys. So finish W, X, Y, X, and a Z, which is very rare case scenario. I don't know why crypto market is moving and shifting too much for W, X, Y, X, and a Z this time, because I'm gonna tell you why. Psychologically, the market right now is in a very good and a healthy shape, right? The crypto market. But as the chart says, it is exhausted from buying, right? Since the bull run. And because the psychology is that, oh, we have a very healthy market. We don't have FTX anymore. We don't have a Ukraine war. We don't have something to affect the whole thing. We're going to move towards the upside, right? This is the first time, the first cycle, we finish a bull run and the market's still in a good shape. Nothing is affected. It is the opposite. It is that the US is supporting, the US president right now is supporting crypto, which is creating confusion in the market, thinking that, oh, if we are in a healthy shape, there is no problem, and that everything is fine, and we have the support of the president of the United States, then we should move to the moon, right? And that's why there is a lot of confusion in Bitcoin, especially. A lot of confusion that institutions and whale are selling because they are smart people, of course. And of course, from the opposite side, many moon boys are just buying right now during a correction, which creating confusion, up, down, up, down, up, down. Yeah, so this is what's going on. This is what the chart says with this very choppy and crazy price action. And that because, of course, of the fundamentals, which are good basically, but actually in technically it should move down a little bit, at least 0.23, 0.38, whatever, but at least the 0.23, just to say, okay, we hit one fib level. But no, to the moon. All right, so hi lads, MTE, welcome, our moderator. Sorry, but you have to understand, very pretty lady gave me a reason. Was AVAX on the list? MT. AVAX is not on the list, but we're gonna add it for you, bro. Very true. Everyone even already forgot about tariffs since 19 days pause. That's true. That's true. I mean, I believe that nothing can affect crypto market and Bitcoin tariff or not tariff or something else. I don't, unless of course something like FTX related directly to crypto. Yes, definitely. But something outside crypto market, it might affect a little bit, but directly the recovery is coming next. It's not gonna be affected so hard like during FTX, for example, or during the before. What was this website on the dark web? right? It was stopped, and it was because Bitcoin was related on it and so on. It has affected a little bit, you know. So these things and the wars and so on. But currently, nothing is really to say, okay, something is hitting the crypto market. It's the opposite. The fundamentals are really good. And this is where it comes, the bull run, the next bull run, guys. But I don't know why everyone is in rush to make money. This is a greed, right? Everyone is rushing. I want to make money. I want to buy now. And they don't understand that the market needs to correct. It has to breathe like a human. So at the end, it's a human action here that we are looking here. It's a human act. Yeah, so this is the thing. Even if we are in a good fundamentals, it's gonna prepare, and that's why the market is preparing for a bull run, which is a very short bear market, and no one maybe really takes this in deep how I say it. Maybe I don't focus on it, but this is a very small bearish market in comparison with all the bear markets that we had before. Look what a very small bear market in front of the all bear market. But this is a very natural, healthy bear market. Yeah. And here where the healthy market moves on. Not here. Here is not healthy. What we're looking at right now, and that's what makes me a little bit not comfortable, is if we move higher, it's not healthy. It's gonna move down very fast again. Liquidation, and everyone quit. I quit crypto. I don't wanna invest in crypto anymore, right? Yeah, okay. All right. So, all right. So WIF. Let's move on, guys. WIF at 1 hour 14. I just talked too much. 14. All right. So. For WIF, what we are looking at right now is the following. Oh, okay. We moved down again. Okay, no, not so bad. 1 second. Let's see an overview a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're still looking for a wave 4. Yeah, this is with WIF always. I think the last time I mentioned this, be careful with WIF, is very tricky. Okay. But we're still above the invalidation, and you are at the 0.38, sorry. As per the base channel, well, it's not nice to see the middle line broken, okay? So be careful also from hitting the, I mean, obviously it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 hitting the base channel, lower part, and then moving toward the upside potentially. This is still, of course, your savior here. But if you see something much more deeper like this, and yeah, definitely invalidation. But basically, you're still looking for one more leg, 4 and a 5, and then moving for higher. Okay. What I don't like in WIF is that you have already a deep wave 2 and a short wave 3. So I don't know why it's moving very deep. Be careful, psychology. It starts to play here, yeah? Since you have a wave 2 deeper and a shorter wave 3 not hit yet, 1.618, why are we moving deeper? Question mark. Okay. Now 4-5 after this, if you get, of course, broken here, definitely we're moving to invalidation. All right. For WIF. Targets are still the same, are already given, nothing has changed for a wave 5. And for a wave 4, okay, wave 4, it might hit the 0.5. That means, yeah, obviously in confluence, you see this cross here between the channel and the 0.5. It might hit it as a 4 and a 5, and then moving towards the upside. Okay. That was for WIF. Nothing has really changed. Let's see our beautiful coin FET, and at 17. All right, FET. Interesting for FET to check on. Yeah, nothing really scary. I I'm very how to say, relaxed about the price action. Even if we're moving towards the downside, this is what I already expected. And here we go. Voila. 1-to-1 fib level hit, by the way. So now it comes, of course, to start to test the strengths, right? It's time to test the strengths of FET. We have hit, of course, ABC, finished in 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, obviously, hitting 1-to-1 fib level, moving towards the upside. Now, what I don't like is that we left, of course, the base channel, but it's not really problematic. If you go to the linear chart, you will see that you are not really far. So basically, if you get a very fast rejection, meaning you might move inside it directly. Okay, and moving towards the upside. Yeah. So, and on the linear, the fib levels 1.618 already hit. Okay. So I'm still relaxed. Nothing to be scared of. If you break this, especially that you have a very strong support here, which is your old wave 4. If you come to this area and you don't bounce back, well, you have to be careful here. Okay. If you break this anyway, you have to be careful, okay? Because you're so far from the base channel, okay? So that's not good also. All right, so yeah, for FET, I'm still cool with it. I'm still fine. Don't be scared. Just looking, of course, at some red. This is very normal. And then moving toward the upside. Everything still looking fine so far. Until you break here and you test this area. If this area fails to make a reaction, yeah, then okay, then I say okay, something is wrong, right? Okay, MATIC at 1 hour 20. Okay, so for MATIC, with the hat stays on. With, yes, cool. Oh my god, what's going on with MATIC? Alright, so guys, a very easy trade here, right? The easiest trade ever. What is that? Okay, I mean, definitely it is corrective, right? Okay, the easiest trade, guys. You're moving toward the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Very complicated wave 4, and but definitely it's moving for higher soon or later. In a bigger view, let me just group everything just to see where are we in a bigger view. We are in 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, yeah, possible. I mean, wave 2 is very sideways, long one, and then 3, 4. Since when? 19. Okay. Why MATIC is not moving? I mean, okay, it should explode. Come on, man. It's too much. 3 ways down, 3 ways up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Finished 5 waves. In ending diagonal, overshooting wave 5 a little bit. You should move toward the upside, meaning this, what we are looking at, could be very potentially a wave 1 as marked here. Okay. Let's put this a little bit in yellow brackets. Here we go. Your bearish scenario, of course, is a ABC, but looking at this, definitely we're moving for higher. Targets for higher for a wave 5. 5/1. Here we go. This is your blue zone. 0.34, 0.31. Grateful for the insight. You're very welcome, GC. GC, have you sent me your email, bro? You're one of our newest member, I think, for the channel. Just send me an email to send you, of course, the invitation link to our Discord. If you didn't, I'm not sure, because yeah, many I don't know, someone joined today. I give someone also a link invitation. I'm not sure if you are the one. No, you're, I think, maybe, I don't know. All right. Okay, so that was for MATIC. MATIC looking good. Yeah, you would like to move towards the upside based on the time, because it's matter of time right now. It's not matter of structure here for MATIC anymore. It's just about time. You have passed the double time, so it should move. It should move up, guys. It should move up. If you're not in an impulse, if because of the time, but anyway, the time is not an invalidation until, of course, 6 times, so it's very far. So you would like to move towards the upside, guys, very simply, right? If we move really, okay, it's hard to see it on the 15-minute chart. I don't know why, but yeah, it looks, it should move towards the upside, very simply. Anyway, yeah, the scenario was, okay, what if it is 3 waves and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, very possible, meaning bigger ABC. A second possible scenario, okay? And that means higher again, moving for higher in both case scenarios. All right, hype. Isn't it the platform, hype liquid, something like this? I think so. Hype. All right. Okay, we have a hype before. Of course, yes, I remember on Discord. Okay, did we took the low? The low is taken. How I call this a wave 1? Okay, you see, even KG sometimes makes mistake, but it's good to revise always. How I put a wave 2 here? Oh, okay. No, how I put it here? It's on the low. It's impossible. That is no 1, 2. Right, so the low is taken. That is no wave 2. Okay. Yep. So basically, we are looking at A, B, and a C, meaning this impulse has transformed to something corrective, guys, just by taking the low. And it looks like that's why I was confused, okay? But it looks like we took the low later on. And the last analysis, obviously, we were in this area. Yeah, and that's why, I don't know, the wave 2 is there. Okay, whatever. Let's remove everything. Even this is a low right now. That's true, okay. Okay, A, B, C. Yeah, very, very simply. A, B, and a C, or W, X, and a Y. Potentially can be, of course, an expanding flat, which is, oh, already there. With the right, okay, here we go. Here we go. This is your target potentially, but be careful from the, okay, this is a W, X, and a Y, but we're gonna lower the degree for it. And I'm gonna give a bigger W, X, and a Y as a scenario. Be careful. This one might be anything, okay? It might be zigzag. It might be a flat, of course. It might be a triangle. And what I mean with it, it can be, like this, flat for a wave Y, or it can be a zigzag, meaning impulse, correction, impulse, impulse, correction, impulse. And it can be triangle, meaning 3 ways up, 3 ways down, 3 ways up, 3 ways down. Wave Y, okay? So we have to be careful. Basically, this answer here, what does it give us? You have a potential leading diagonal, of course. Yeah. All right, so this is your leading diagonal that you are looking at here to form a wave 1 or a wave A. And that means this is a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 in a gray. Here we go. And basically, yeah, so this to be taken later on. If you are impulsive, therefore expanding flat. And don't forget this leading diagonal can be a formation on the ABC, which can be your wave Y. Okay. The wave 3, 4, and a 5 should be higher. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for in a wave C. Here we go. Yeah. Timing. Let's add some timing here for a wave C in an impulse expanding flat. Interesting. This is your A. This is your B. You're looking for a wave C in an expanding flat. Here we go. If you are impulsive for an expanding flat, it should be very fast because the time is ticking. Because it is an impulse and expanding flat, normally expanding flat is very aggressive, and that's why. And it should move really high. Okay? If we are in a wave Y, actually it should be taken from W, X, and Y. 1 second. So this is the time for a wave C. Of course, it can move for more time, but remember, it should be here what it tells us that this should be very fast. Okay, it's not necessarily to hit exactly the time, but it says that it should be very fast. Now, if you are in a wave Y, it might be much more bigger, and that because, of course, of the wave W here. Normally, yeah, I mean, you have to be careful. It can be wave Y. Okay, it can be even the double time, of course, here. And that means I'm mistaken to put the numbers there. I mean, not mistaken, it's not accurate because your wave Y might be this zigzag, guys, or A, B, and a C. Wave Y, wave C here. Yeah? So can be even A, B, and a C as well. A, B, and a C. So be careful. A, B, and a C. You're starting right now kind of like, because if you move inside it, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already an impulse. Okay? Which is a wave A. 3 waves for a wave B. You're starting right now with a wave C toward the upside, which is 1, 2, potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Meaning, of course, zigzag, that it might hit, of course, the wave Y in this time. Target for a wave Y, potentially, it's a very wide range for a wave Y. Actually, I'm gonna just take this high. So a wave Y is not really very precise, but still possible. Here we go. Highest potential is between here and there. Confluence, if you are in a zigzag here, to be much more precise, in case we are in a zigzag, 1-to-1 fib level as a zigzag. Ta-da! All right. So here we go. Yeah. So this is for a wave Y. This is for a wave C. Now the wave C can take, of course, a little bit more time, but it should be very impulsive. I would say, guys, even the wave 1 is here. This is a wave 3 unfolding. Yeah. Already, because it has to be very fast again. So we unfolded the wave 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, moving towards the upside. To be tested in those two areas. Yes, Funk, SIACOIN. One of the most interesting coin for this channel. SIACOIN. Yes, with pleasure, Funk. Funk, you're a member. Since when, bro? Okay, nice to see you, man. And of course, don't forget to send me an email if you're not joining our Discord. So, yeah. You can find the email in the information of the channel in the top. All right, so next is ALGORAND. Okay, what is ALGORAND? I hope something nice and healthy. All right, ALGORAND. Okay, I always try with crypto.com. Okay, looks like an old chart. Good signals, but not good chart. It's an old one, but not good chart. No. It's not good, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4 invalidation. There is no impulse. And that means you're looking, if you have realized, you're looking toward the downside in kind of a leading diagonal. Horrible, right? Yeah, so not really nice chart and very overlapping and up and downs. And here you got invalidation. So no healthy chart. I cannot put it on this channel. Sorry, guys. Sorry for who asked for it. I think it was Tech Info. Sorry, bro. It's not a healthy one. I just like to also encourage you only to use healthy charts. Impulses, always. All right. So why I'm saying this? Because at least you have a direction for the chart since the beginning, right? At least you have a direction. And when you have a direction, you have at least a healthy trading. You know what is the highest potential of this chart. All right. And of course, what we are looking at for AVAX is a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, an impulse toward the upside, having, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or A, B, and a C. Another scenario can be, of course, a triangle here that is unfolding. Inside this triangle, we are in a very, very critical point here because, of course, you have a confluence where you might have, of course, an A, B, and a C. Your wave C is 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, ending diagonal, or you might be, of course, in a wave D here to move toward the upside. On the 1 hour chart, we are looking at the following price action. We have, of course, a potential wave A, 3 corrective waves, and then moving toward the downside. I was testing this diagonal, and I was saying I don't like it in the last video, which I took many dislikes on it. Thank you guys for who dislike it, of course. But of course, breaking, and I was mentioning I don't trust it because it has started to be expanded, and then moving towards the downside. And here we go. Yeah. So, and yeah, we are corrective. Maybe they didn't like it that I am corrective on it, but yeah, I don't care. Right. So. This is the idea behind the channel. It's just to say the truth here and not just. I'm not behind the likes anyway. But of course, I appreciate your support always, guys. For the nice guys. All right. So A, B, and a C finished. A, B, C, or W, X, and a Y finished. We're still looking for lower. In a bigger view, what does it mean? Again, let's go back to bigger view. All right. In a bigger view, you're taking the low, and that means you're still, of course, in an ending diagonal, potentially to be tested. If we break, I mean, it's already broken almost for the triangle, but invalidation of triangle is still far, guys. This is your invalidation of triangle. All right, 8.8. All right. So, and all right, ABC. What if we have ABC as well? It's a scenario, guys. Interesting. W, X, and a Y. Also interesting, right? So be careful with it as well. Did we reach the 1-to-1 fib level anyway? Here is the question. Oh, not yet. Aha. Okay, I'm gonna delete this WXY and add a much more interesting one, W, X, and a Y in a lower time frame. Let's put it in magenta also to be clearer that it is bearish a little bit. Here we go. And yeah, very interesting. The 1-to-1 fib level is a level to be tested as well before moving lower. And that means W expanding flat, 3 ways up, 3 ways down, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Wave C for an expanding flat, A, B, and a C zigzag for 1-to-1 fib level. Hitting the wave 2 and then moving toward the upside. Interesting, right? Okay, a fib level 13.6 to be tested. All right, SIACOIN, very interesting coin at 1 hour 38. Okay, guys. All right, Tech Info, thanks KG, very welcome, bro. With pleasure always. Muhammad, hello, man, welcome, bro. Right, so let's see SIACOIN, very interesting. And we check on Bitcoin before we close for today. And it was a nice live stream and specialized today for the special request only was a very short main list, of course, for you guys. So to have some time for you. So we have A, B, C, D, and an E for a wave B here. After an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, A, B, C, D, and an E. Potentially, we're testing a wave B, meaning as A, B, and a C, because only a wave B is allowed to be a triangle. And that means, of course, the answer should be given, of course, inside this 1 hour chart. We are looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Very intense wave 5. Well, everything is working perfectly with the scenario. We're looking at a leading diagonal as a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Wave 1 finished, potentially, or a wave A. You're looking at a sideways correction a little bit and dropping down, of course, for a wave C. Very interesting. Now, I'm gonna zoom in on that drop down, what's going on in it. So if this is the case scenario that we are looking at right now, which is might be hitting the 1-to-1 fib level, yeah, as an A, B, and a C for a wave 2, be careful. Be careful. Right? What it might be is a scenario here. Why we're moving very impulsive after a very sideways. If this is a correction, okay, having 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, that's totally good. Okay, you got potentially W, X, and a Y here. Okay, it's already a deep correction. W, X, and a Y. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay, we hit, of course, the perfect blue box so far. Invalidation, I would say, is very far. This is a problem. But anyway, if you break the 0.5 fib level, next target would be the 1-to-1 fib level. Yeah, because a zigzag has an also uncommon target. Here we go, 0.618, which is in confluence. Yeah, so this can be also A, B, and a C. On the logarithmic chart, it looks a little bit fine. Well, actually, the A starts from here. That's why A, B, and a C. Yeah, so we have to be careful. All right. Yep. That was, of course, for SIACOIN. I'm still looking for higher until, of course, I see some invalidation. Now, currently, it's still working perfectly with an impulse, and it might move, of course, with a bullish scenario here on the daily chart that we are looking at. Yeah, so this one is very potential target at 0.1. Cool, guys. So yeah, that was for the special request. Thank you for being here, guys. Let's take a look only at Bitcoin a little bit to see if something has unfolded, something new, just to check on the lower time frame. Well, nothing is new. Okay, everything is still the same. And yeah, we are still testing. Are we gonna drop very massively towards the downside? In ABC finished, right? ABC finished, meaning we finished here as a wave C, hitting the blue box as expected, and then moving down. Or we are in WXYX and a Z, meaning this correction moved towards the upside again for WXYX, and a Z100K is to be tested and to be taken again from there in a new analysis. That was it for the special request and for Bitcoin indicators and analysis. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. See you in the next one, guys. Bye bye.